The first question on your daily math today asks you which model best represents the answer to 1 1/8 plus 1 6/8. So I know I'm adding together two mixed numbers. Jaden, what's the answer to that?
I'm not fully sure because it didn't say if it was correct or not, but I picked number 1.
Okay, so if I have 1 1/8, and I need to add another 1 6/8, what do the ones out here represent?
The whole.
Those are wholes. So how many holes do I have before I worry about my fractions?
2.
2. We know we have 2 holes. And then what do I do with 1/8 plus 6/8?
You add them together.
Yeah, I have the same denominator. I have 8. They're both in 1/8 size pieces. So I need to add 1/8 plus 6/8, and that equals
7/8.
7/8. How many holes do I have again?
2.
2. 1 plus 1 is 2. And 1/8 plus 6/8 is 7/8. So we need to find the model that shows 2 holes and 7/8. So if we look at option 1, we have 2 holes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 8-size pieces. So that's not the correct answer. What's wrong with option 2? There are 2
They're
and
marking
7/8. Yeah, there's 2 and 7/8 shaded, but the 7/8 are being marked out. How about option 3?
It has too much.
Does it have 2
Has
holes
2
and 7/8?
Yes.
1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. Is that one correct?
Yes.
Yes, option 3 is the correct answer. Why is option 4 not correct, Harper?
Option 4 isn't correct because it's like option 2.
You're right, it's like option 2. They're taking away one of these holes that's shown by it being crossed out.
I actually chose option 2. Which was option 2?
So if you missed it, do you see why you missed?
Yes.
Okay. All right. The second question asks which angle is 180 degrees? Olivia, which one is 180 degrees?
Pretty sure it's the first one.
What are you thinking, Christopher?
Second one.
Okay. What are you thinking, Harper?
Option 2.
Option 2. Owen?
Second one.
Second one. All right. Tell me why you think it's the second one, Owen.
Because if you did like 9 plus 9, it'd be 8. So I thought if there was 90 plus 90, it would be 180.
Very good. 180 degrees is 2 90-degree angles put together. So if I take one 90-degree angle plus another 90-degree angle, that makes a straight line. 180 degrees is a straight line. So option 2 is the correct answer. Option 1 is just a little bit less than 180 degrees because I have this part right here.
It's like 10 off.
Yeah, it's just a little bit off. Not much, just a little bit right there.
Number 4 is a bunch off.
Option 4. What kind of angle is option 4? It's an
Acute.
acute angle. Good. What kind of angle is option 3?
Obtuse.
Obtuse. It's bigger than 90 degrees. All the rest of them are bigger except for option 4. All right. Number 3 asks you to identify the shape. So we got to figure out what in the world that shape is. The first choice is a rectangle. Is that a rectangle?
No.
What does a rectangle have to have?
Opposite sides.
Opposite sides are equal.
It has to have two sets of parallel lines.
The opposite lines have to be parallel, and they're equal lengths. What else? There's one more thing that a rectangle has to have.
It has to be kind of like a box.
Okay, what do you mean kind of like a box?
Normally a rectangle would be like on the top it would be long and then on the side to be short.
Okay, so that's what they were talking about with the opposite sides being equal.
It needs 4 right angles.
It's
Four
like your
right
TV.
angles,
It's
exactly.
Like your TV.
Yes, you have to have 4 right angles. Opposite sides are the same length, and it has to have 4 right angles. So we know that that shape cannot be a rectangle. All right, how about a parallelogram? What do parallelograms have? What's the difference in a parallelogram and a rectangle?
There's no difference.
There is a difference.
Parallelogram can be shaped in any way, but they have to have 4 sides.
Has to have 4 sides, and the opposite sides have to be.
Equal.
You see the word parallel in there?
They have to
And
be
parallelogram?
They
What?
can't touch.
They have to be parallel.
That
But what about the angles? Do the
Yeah.
angles have to be 90 degrees?
No.
No. So do I have 2 sets of parallel lines?
yes.
These 2 are parallel,
Yes.
but are these?
No.
No. If I kept extending this slanted line, and I kept extending
They would touch.
this, they would touch. They're not parallel. So it's not a parallelogram. How about a trapezoid? What about a trapezoid?
Maybe
How many sides?
4.
4. It's just gotta have 4 sides. Does our shape have 4 sides?
Yes. Oh.
Why is it not a square?
Because it's not close to a square.
It's too big.
Okay.
And it
Yeah.
has a pointy thing.
Yeah, squares have to have all 4 sides have to be equal.
It needs 4 right angles.
And it has to have 4 right angles. Yes, Katie?
The square has 4 sides.
You're exactly right. A square does have 4 sides. Okay, so number 3. Let's look at number 3. Caleb picked 8 green apples and 16 red apples. He gave half of the apples to his teacher. How many apples did he keep? So what's A going to represent based on that problem? Harper?
16.
Okay, it could be 16 or it could be what? 8. Either one. You can. Does it matter the order when we add?
No.
No. So we could have 8 or 16 for A and the other for B. What are we dividing by? What's C going to represent?
2.
How do you know it's going to be 2?
Because it says he gave half.
He gave half, so half is going to be, we would divide it in 2 equal parts to get half. How am I going to find D? What do I have to do, Christopher?
You have to divide those 2, or you have to add those 2 up.
Add those 2 up, so 16 plus 8 is
24.
24. And then C is still going to be
2.
2. Okay. So now our second line, we've added 16 plus 8 equals 24. Now we need to divide 24 divided by 2. And what does that equal? 12. So he kept how many apples?
12.
He kept 12 apples.
I didn't write it.
Okay. How did you do yours?
Well, I did do the 16 thing, but instead of doing that, at first, I took half from each of the numbers, and then, so I got 8, and then I took the 4 from the 8, and then I put 8 plus 4 to get 12, and then it said to do all that stuff, so I did that.
That's a good way to solve it. That just doesn't fill in those blanks in the equation. But you could solve it that way, absolutely. All right, and then our last question today asks which model best represents the answer to this problem. 4 times 3/5. So if I'm multiplying 4 times 3/5, that means that I need 4 groups of 3/5. Okay. So I'm looking to see which one of these options I would show 3/5 4 times. Is there an option that I can eliminate without even counting? What could I eliminate, Braylee? Okay. Tell me why I could eliminate option 4.
4 times 3 equals 12, and this has 12 up there.
Okay.
And then I accidentally put 4 in it.
Okay. So you're saying that I need to multiply 4 times 3 to get 12. Tell me why. You're correct, but tell me why.
Because it says 4 times 3, but you don't change the 5.
Yeah, exactly. When I multiply a whole number times a fraction, I'm multiplying the whole number times the number of pieces, which would be 4 times 3 is 12, and I'm keeping the denominator 5. What else could we eliminate? What else could be eliminated, Olivia?
The first one.
Why can we eliminate the first one?
Because they're marking out the last 2 at the very end.
Yeah, they're showing that these last two are being taken away. Which one's our correct answer, Jacob?
3.
Option 3. Very good. Option 3 is correct because it shows 4 groups of 3/5.
I was confused because it said I got 6 out of 9, but then I looked at that problem and I looked at the options and I saw how many there were.
Okay, very
I got
good.
that one right.
All right, questions about today's daily math?
No.
All right.